Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Oluwabukola Aja. You're right here on Bake with Oluwabukola. And today we're going to be making something more exciting. Yes, something silky, something shining, something everyone loves to have as their favorite frosting. Can you guess what it is? It's a Swiss meringue buttercream. And the best part, guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this using margarine. Yes, you heard right, margarine. And the beauty of this recipe is if you have butter, you can just substitute that for, for the margarine in the recipe. But I'm going to be using margarine because margarine is what we use the most right here in Nigeria and, generally I think in the African market. So let's get this tutorial started. We're going to be using margarine, eggs, and white sugar. So the very first thing you want to do is to separate your eggs. So you need to separate the eggs and ensure that while you're separating, not a drop of egg yolk goes in with the egg white. That is the very first thing you want to ensure. The best way for every beginner to separate their egg white from the egg yolk is simply by refrigerating it. So when you refrigerate, what happens? The egg yolk stays on its own, the egg white separates, and that's why when you crack into it, you can easily separate it. Then if you do that, if you have the reason to keep your eggs in the refrigerator, to enable you separate it successfully, ensure that you let everything come back to room temperature before you begin to use it to bake. So if you don't have the luxury of time, some other technique you can use is this. You just crack open this part gently. Can you see? Just gently, and you take it off and you begin to separate. It's as simple as that. So we'll do the same with the second egg. Just gently. Now you need a double boil. What is a double boil? It simply means that you have a pot on fire with water and you take another bowl and you place it right into the pot of water. One thing you need to ensure is that the water in the pot does not touch the bottom of the bowl. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using the bowl, my mixer bowl from Adam Bake Kitchen Equipment. So I want to do a little dip for you to see. Can you see the bowl is now in the water and the bottom of the bowl is dry? Can you see? The bowl is in the water and when I removed it, no water, nothing. That is what you want to ensure you have at all times when you do a double boil for any recipe. You add in your egg whites and the granulated white sugar. Then I'm going to be using the whisk attachment of my mixer to do this. One thing you want to ensure while doing this is that you want to ensure that the sugar dissolves completely. The sugar must dissolve completely. one thing you can do at this point is to do a finger test. What is a finger test? It simply means that you touch the sugar and egg mixture to see if there are any granules, if there's any granules in it. If it is still graining, you keep whisking on the double boil until you ensure that it is no longer graining. So mine is now very smooth. So this is now very smooth, and I can begin to whisk this in the mixer. So you need to ensure that you do a finger test just to check if there aren't any more sugar in there, because your sugar needs to dissolve completely. One of the questions I get about Swiss meringue is what happens when the sugar does not completely dissolve? Nothing is going to happen to your Swiss meringue. It is still going to come out okay. Difference is just that it's not going to be as smooth and as shiny as you would want it to be. This is what you want to see. Can you see? Stiff peak. This is just the egg white and the sugar, the granulated sugar. This is what you want to see. If it does not get to this consistency, if it's not whipped to this consistency, please do not add the margarine. I'm going to be adding the margarine in bits. So this is the Tarona margarine I just measured and scooped out, so I'm going to be adding these in bits for you to see. Please do not add these at once. You need to add this gradually. Please, gradually. When I mean gradually, I mean gradually. Ensure after each addition it mixes properly before you add the other one. For this recipe, you don't want to be in a hurry, you do not want to be in a rush, you just want to take it nice and slow. Okay, one other thing I need to inform you of is you need to do a bowl test before you start adding the margarine. So when you whip the sugar and egg until it forms stiff peaks, touch the bowl to ensure that the bowl is no longer warm or hot, because when the bowl is warm or hot, it will melt your margarine and you don't want that. In the process of mixing, if you notice that your margarine or butter begins to melt, just simply place the bowl inside the fridge, to cool down the bowl for a few minutes. Then you continue making your Swiss meringue. You can always do that. At some point, the Swiss meringue will begin to separate. It will go flat, like it is going to completely deflate on you. It will deflate completely. Please do not panic. Just keep the mixer on. Let the mixer keep doing its job. When it deflates completely, it's going to rise again and begin to double in volume and begin to increase in size. So when it gets to that point, please do not panic, do not throw it away, just keep the mixer on. And that is the reason why you need to use a good mixer. Get your mixer, your kitchen equipment, guys, from Adam Bay Kitchen Equipment. on Instagram, Adam B Kitchen Equipment, the best plug for your kitchen equipment. So I will be beating this one last time for the next 10 minutes or thereabouts, and that is going to be about it. The secret to a good Swiss meringue is having the patience to make it. It's a very simple recipe, simple buttercream to make, but you need all the patience in the world. It's worth it, guys. It is really worth it, because this particular recipe is not sweet. So for customers, for clients, or persons, even if you're a non-baker, for persons who don't like sweet frosting, I think Swiss meringue is the way for you to go.